From the 1011 Now Alert Center, this is Morning Pulse.
Good morning. This is Craig Allison with your Morning Pulse for Thursday, January 8th. Before we get into our main stories this morning, we'll just give you the latest on the question of the day. In case you missed it, we do it every morning on 1011 this morning. But today's question of the day was about 35% of the annual sales of this item occur from October to December. What is it? Answer is scented candles. I thought it was lights. Completely missed the mark on that one. But if you want to participate, head over to our 1011 Facebook page and be sure to write in the comments your guess. We read off some of those during the morning show and read off the answer right towards the end. Now, let's get into our morning headlines this morning. Starting things off on the national side, our lead story this morning, growing questions after a federal immigration agent shot and killed a woman in Minneapolis yesterday. This is shocking video here from the scene of that event that we're still trying to process just all over with reporting and different narratives that have been taking place. Eyewitness video shows ICE agents surrounding an SUV. One tries to open the driver's side door. The driver, later identified as 37-year-old Renee Good, begins to pull away, and seconds later, another officer fires into the car, killing Good. Trump administration calls it self-defense. State and local officials disagree. The ICE agent who shot Good has not yet been identified. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem says the agent was taken to a hospital for treatment, then released. Again, this is a developing story with lots of different pieces of information coming out around all sides of this moving story, so be sure to stick with us for any more updates as they come in. Moving on to some more local headlines. The Lincoln man convicted of killing a Ceresco police officer in a crash in 2024 will be in court to learn how long he'll spend behind bars. 51-year-old Tony Pierce was found guilty of felony motor vehicle homicide back in October of last year. In April of 2024, Officer Ross Bartlett was in the middle of a traffic stop south of Ceresco when his cruiser was hit from behind by a pickup driven by Pierce. NSP believes Pierce was using his phone at the time of the crash. He will be sentenced today at 8:30 a.m. So that's coming up here in the next 20 minutes. So be sure to stick with us as we get more updates on that. Be sure to keep up with that outcome of today's sentencing on our 1011 Now News app. Your third story, the Trump administration is doubling down on its push to assert control over Greenland. They say it has not ruled out the use of military force, but insists diplomacy remains the preferred path. The rhetoric is sparking some pushback from Republicans as Greenland is a territory of Denmark, a key NATO ally. Some Nebraska lawmakers are weighing in, including Congressman Mike Flood, who met yesterday with Denmark's ambassador and the head of Greenland's representation. Flood says both expressed openness to steps that would strengthen U.S. security while respecting Denmark's sovereignty. He adds Arctic security remains a top priority, pointing to Greenland's strategic location and its rare earth minerals.
The ambassador and I this morning talked about how his country, and he said this to me, they've never said no to the United States. They're an ally of the United States. Our countries have had a long and wonderful relationship, and we want that to continue.
Flood says Nebraska has maintained strong ties with Denmark over the years, and that he's met regularly with the Danish ambassador in recent months. He says he's hopeful Secretary of State Marco Rubio can negotiate what he calls a win-win solution. Moving over to your fourth story, Governor Jim Pillen posted a video yesterday that he says shows a state senator taking down exhibits at the Capitol just one day after Nebraska's celebration of the nation's 250th birthday. The video appears to show Senator Michaela Cavanaugh of Omaha at the Capitol yesterday morning, removing some of the photos that were hung up Tuesday. Exhibits were put up by PragerU, a controversial content group that has faced criticism over its political leanings. We spoke with Senator Cavanaugh yesterday afternoon. Here's what she had to say about that incident.
We are prohibited from putting anything on the walls in the hallways outside of our offices. When I walked in this morning and I saw these poster boards lining the hallway of my office, I thought, well, I'm not allowed to have things lining the hallway of my office. I still don't know what PragerU is. I didn't read them. I didn't look at them.
Governor Pillen posted on X, calling Senator Cavanaugh's actions shameful, adding that the entire situation is a, quote, selfish, bad example. Moving over to your fifth story, and in our crime tracker this morning, police are investigating after a woman was reportedly stabbed while breaking up a fight inside a downtown Lincoln bar. Police took the report Monday after a 23-year-old woman went to the hospital with a stab wound to her neck. The victim told police she noticed blood on her shirt after breaking up a fight at JJ Hooligans near 9th and P Street late Sunday night into early Monday morning. The investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. And wrapping things up with your final story this morning, it's a price tag that's turning heads. We're learning more about the $1.1 million payment to now former UNL Chancellor Rodney Bennett.
It's a combination of the remaining salary for the term of his contract, unpaid vacation leave, some health care benefits for a period of time, and approximately 6 months of what's called separation pay.
Dr. Bennett announced his resignation on Monday, saying his last day will be January 12th. The union representing university professors condemned the payout, saying it undercuts the administration's claims of a financial crisis. President Gold told our reporter that interim Chancellor Kathy Ankerson is ready to hit the ground running, and he's confident in her ability to lead the university. Those are going to be your morning headlines for this Morning Pulse for your Thursday morning. We'll wrap things up with a look at your 7-day before heading over to Brandon. The note for the day, though, is grab that rain jacket before you head out the door.
Good Thursday morning. Meteorologist Brandon Rector with you in the 1011 Severe Weather Center. Have your umbrella, rain jacket, or raincoat ready, especially in the eastern half of the area, as rain will be very likely throughout much of the day. This rain may be moderate to heavy at times. There could be a few isolated thunderstorms in southeastern Nebraska and northeastern Kansas. Then we get cold enough as we go through the afternoon and into the evening that we see that transition from a rain to a rain-snow mix or even all snow. This precipitation should wrap up by midnight to 1 a.m. tonight. As far as your precipitation potential, traced to 1/10 of an inch in the northwest, 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rain possible in the southeastern part of the state, snowfall potential of a trace to 1 inch across the area. It is going to be much colder today and a bit breezy as well. At noon, temperatures in the mid-30s to mid-40s, and at 4, upper 30s to low 40s.
From the 1011 Now Alert Center, this is Morning Pulse.